This would probably classify me as an axe junkie. This may mean I have an addiction. I had 3 same make and model of axes with different size handles. On eBay the other day I found this one and I put a bid in on it, and lo and behold, I won. So you can't leave it without a handle. It's got to be fixed up, and I don't know that I've done a handle from scratch, so I think I'm going to at least a video on a handle from scratch. I know I think I did this one and showed some of the aspects of it but didn't explain it too much. So my favorite configuration is this one right here. It's a 24-inch handle, curved handle with an oversized palm swell, and so I think I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that because this needs a handle. Alright, we've got it all marked out. I'm going to go over and we will cut this out on the bandsaw and get that out, and then we need to take, and once it's cut out, we need to find the center line and mark that center line, and that just keeps everything lined up nice and neat. We will put our marks here and do our layout for cutting off the sides and getting the contour of the handle, and then we'll be able to go to sanding it or filing it with our Shinto. I like these things, they work wonderfully, and you've seen them in other videos. I learned something last time I used it. I had this, I was all tore up here on my hand because I was using it like this, and so I found a tube and cut off a piece, stuck it on the end there so that those aren't digging into me, and now I can use that file without tearing myself up. So let's go get this cut out, find the center line, get the contour cut out, and then we'll be able to get to shaping it and fitting this head on. All right, let's try first initial fit. Hey, that's close. Let's see what we got here. Would you look at that? That is beautiful. Love it. On the first try, that close. All right, we want to bring that down about another inch. I got a crack out right here that I don't want. I don't want that down here. I want to be able to cut that all off. So I got to go down at least 1/4 of an inch, but with this shoulder down here, we need to come down considerably. So let's take a close look at that. Wow, that is so nice and tight. That is wonderful. I may have to use the drift to get that. Oh, there it comes. Good. Wow, that is wonderful. Now, take a look here, and you can see where all the rub marks are. Those are the high spots. Everywhere that it's not rubbed, we want to leave it alone. Now, this is the cracked part. We want to cut that off. So we want to bring this down considerably so it's tight. It's not tight right there yet, but it's tight all the way back here, right here, and then all along this front edge. So we need to focus on getting this all down here so we can get it down. I'd like it about another inch. We'll see if we can't get it down there and get it looking good. The other thing I want to make a point about is when you're tapping this. Right now I'm going to go and sand a bevel on this edge, because if you put too much pressure, if you don't hit right, you can crack this handle. And that's another reason why we use this wood mallet and not a metal hammer, because you can split and crack your wood, and you don't want to do that. So let's bevel that, fit this, we'll be in good shape. The other thing I want to point out is why we work from a line. You can see the line right there, and we're keeping that. That helps keep everything lined up. We even have a line here on the back side of this, and now we have this beveled, so we should be able to safely pound on that with our wood mallet and keep it from busting out. Once we get this head fit on there properly, we will then give this thing a final sanding, dip it in linseed oil, and we will have a wonderful handle. One other thing I want to mention is that I've taken and beveled the underside ever so slightly, and the top, because I don't like that to be too sharp as well on the eye. So now this edge right here will ride up on the grain of the handle. Instead of being a sharp edge, that will cut the grain, and then it will weaken that connection. So let's take and fit this again, and we'll just see how this looks. You can feel when that thing stops moving. All right, I did cut it off, so now it doesn't stick up, but I still want to come down. I'd like to come down at least another 1/2 inch. So we'll see if we can't get that. But our joint is just as tight as can be, our fit, I should say, into the head of the eye. That is looking very nice. Sorry about the noise when I was hanging that head. I had my dust filter on. I like it. That is going to be nice and tight. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. Very good. I don't even think we're going to need to put all right, bring it over here and we'll cut that off. Man, that looks nice. So let's add this one to the family. Yes, it may be an addiction. I've got 4 of the same axe heads and 3 different handles. These 2 right here are pretty much duplicates of one another. I like the 24-inch handles, and so that's why I made another one. I'll probably use one of these. I'm not sure yet how I want to do all that, but for right now I am very pleased with how this one here came out. This is the newest of all of my axes. I should say the most like the factory. It's got that rust colored shellac on there that I think it's there to keep it from rusting. And so I don't think I'm going to remove that. I've not sharpened this up really well. It is somewhat sharp. I did take the time to polish this pole, and it's got a nice shine on it. I do want to point out here, I think it's important to have, this does need to be thicker, but I like this transition to be very gradual. Otherwise, if you've got too much of a prominent transition, all the stress is applied right here where the handle connects to the head. And so when you have that gradual transition, any kind of stress on there is dissipated throughout the handle rather than concentrated right there on that edge. I've seen some people put sledgehammers or axes together and they put a good big sharp edge right there, and if that were to torque and to twist, or if something was gonna break, that is right where it would break, whereas this here helps to dissipate some of that pressure. Put a nice big palm swell on there. I like having those. I think they work great, and so I am grateful for this here. Like I said, I put a bid in on it. Didn't expect to win the bid, but I did, and so I am always glad to have a nice tool. These here are such a good quality, even though when they were made they were intended to be a middle of the road tool. Nowadays they are a very good quality tool, and so thank you so much for joining me on this. Click the thumbs up, share, subscribe, and hope to see you on the next video. Have a great day. God bless.